Vincent Valentine, boy. EX Turk, boy. Horror transformation, boy. Fuck Shimmer, boy. Pro Lucretia, boy. Let's get started on the Sturgeon Cerberus. Going down on Purge. Better watch yourself, Hojo. Anyone mess with Lucretia, you're gonna get end up at the end of my Cerberus. I play no games. Got your goofy ass on my Hellmaster chainsaw. Don't even.
Hey, it's Noctis. Subscribe to Vincent Valentine EX Turk channel.
What's up again? Your King of Night Vincent Valentine EX Turk, and this is a what if video, or should I say another fan theory. Like, I haven't done no fan theories in a while, but I've been wanting to do this ever since I mentioned this could happen. But let's get started and let's not waste any more time, just so I don't waste people's time on YouTube, because people think I waste their time apparently. So let's get to it. What if Core would have been in Insomnia during the Niflheim Empire attack? It would change so much for the Final Fantasy 15 lore. It would change so much you wouldn't even be funny. First of all, the Niflheim Empire would still have the peace treaty, and Idolus Outercrop would betray King Regis. Everything will happen normally up to that point. And then what would happen when King Regis is getting attacked by Glocka and has no way to escape and he's about to sacrifice himself? This time he would not die because Core would figure out where he's at. And then Core will jump right in to protect King Regis. And since Core is stronger, 50 times stronger than General Glocka is. Remember, Glocka was only a quarter of Idolus' power. Only a quarter. Regis ended up being stronger than Glocka. And even before Regis became Magitech, you know, adult Regis became a little bit stronger than Glocka. So, Core would be able to defeat Glocka very easy. So Glocka would be coming in an early death. You know, at this point, since Glocka is in the suit, encased in the suit, and unmasked, they won't figure out that Tystronatus was actually Glocka until they take samples from Glocka's body. You know, which will take a while. Now, the reason why I said this will change so much is King Regis would still be alive. So King Regis would be able to defend Insomnia, but with Coriolis at King Regis's side, even if they were able to send Diamond Weapon after Insomnia, Core would be able to defeat Diamond Weapon pretty easy with the help of Regis, but Claris would still be dead. So. But with Lunafreya, King Regis, and Coriolis, this would be a pretty easier battle. But to even add chances to this, since Gentiana wouldn't have to worry about being threatened to be killed, because Coriolis would be there, Gentiana would join the battle to protect Lunafreya, because Gentiana would know where Lunafreya is at. So, she turned to Shiva and defeat Diamond Weapon. Thus, Diamond Weapon would die easier. And with Glocka already dead, pretty much the movie's already finished. Nyx Orc would thank Coriolis for his help, of course. So Nyx Orc would not have to sacrifice himself like he did to use the Ring of Lucia because he's not a Lucius Caelum. He wouldn't have to give up his life. So Nyx Orc would still be alive. At this point, everybody in Insomnia would be safe. Insomnia would still stay there, you know. Though Noctis would still be sent off, so King Regis would still send Lunafreya to Auticia with the ring. Just in case. The Niflheim Empire would have to retreat. But Regis would try his best efforts to contain Idolus and get him locked up. but Idolis would retreat because how smart Idolis is. He'd retreat with the Nephilim Empire. Now, this would make Regis a little bit weaker because they would not be able to excavate. They would not be able to excavate General Glocka's, body. Now he would still. Now, actually, he wouldn't even get the ring. Never mind. He would never put the ring on because during that scene before, Regis. Well, actually no. It was actually before that. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. Regis would actually get his arm burnt off and would get a Magitech arm, but it wouldn't be a strong Magitech arm because they wouldn't be able to excavate Glocka's remains to make that better arm. So Regis would be a lot weaker. So Regis would have to become a good guy earlier on. He wouldn't be able to challenge Idolis. He would be forced to become a good guy earlier on and join up with Noctis. Now, since Regis is alive, King Regis teaches Noctis everything he knows. And Kor will teach Noctis as well, which will change things. Now, Noctis will not be serious about getting revenge on the Nephilim Empire, as he is to marry Luna Freya. So him and Luna Freya would marry earlier. Thus, will cancel out Arden meeting Noctis, meaning that Luna Freya will not die, and they'll both be able to control the Hydrian. Now, Arden will feel a lot more threatened since now Noctis has not ran to Arden. Arden will be threatened, and then this is when Arden will force the Nephilim Empire to push the war earlier on. So there'll be an all-out war between Niflheim and Insomnia. But since King Regis is still alive, Kor is there with them. Noctis and Luna Freya are already married, and in the kingdom of Insomnia, Tenebrae and Insomnia would unite, and also unite with a much better and good Regis, because Regis would be forced to be a good guy because there's no chance of him being able to be strong enough to take on Idolis alone. So, Noctis would be able to beat Regis and then be forced into submission. Now, first of all, Regis would get locked up because he's still a criminal, but there'd be a plea bargain deal where Regis and Noctis has to team up against the Nephilim Empire, and they do successfully. Now, it'd be kind of hard to kill Arden because Noctis would never had to get the ring of Lucii, which would take 10 years in the crystal, but it gets so bad that Coriolis would force Noctis into the 10-year slumber. Even though that would be bad, he would force him into the slumber. So, I guess this would go back into the Star Scourge future, where the world is covered in darkness, but this time, at least, King Regis and Coriolis would be waiting for Noctis on the other side. They'd be in hiding. They would hide in a much better Altissia, because this time, Altissia is not owned by the Nephilim Empire, and this time, Altissia is not destroyed by Leviathan. King Regis and them would hide in Altissia for a while until Noctis completes the focus. Even though it would hurt Kor to push Noctis into the crystal, he would have no choice, even though this will make him a target of Arden. Now, things will play normal like it is. Idolis would get upset at Arden, and then will go right after Arden, and Arden would kill him and hang his body. But the only body that would be hanged up would be Idolis's, because Nixdam's still alive. So now, Noctis has the evolved power. And now it's Noctis, Gladiolus, Prompto, Ignis, Nyx Ulrich, Luna Freya, and an older Regis and King Regis storm to fight Arden. Now, Arden will still try to knock him out, so Noctis will have to fight Arden alone. But with all that power combined, and then Noctis getting the ascended power of the kings of Lucii, of the previous Lucius kings, with that power, Arden will be banished just like he was in the timeline. So pretty much Niflheim will get defeated a lot easier with all that power. Now, King Regis would never become a knight around because, well, King Regis does not die. Now, Noctis would still have to sacrifice himself, but since King Regis is still alive, King Regis sacrifices himself. Thus, Noctis and Lunafreya has a happier ending. Although, Noctis cries really hard because, well, he didn't want his father to die. But at this point, he got to have a good relationship with his father because he got to grow up with his father. His father helped train him. But instead of Noctis sacrificing himself to defeat Arden, it would actually be King Regis. King Regis would be the one to take his life in order to get rid of the Ring of Lucii. Thus, Noctis will lose his powers, though. Noctis will lose his powers instead. Instead of keeping him, even though he frees Bahamut, Noctis will lose his power since the Lucius Kylan bloodline's been erased due to the King Regis' sacrifice in this timeline. So it'd be a happier ending, but a tragic end for Regis. Just a little bit later on and postponed. So that's pretty much what would happen if Coriolis would have been in Insomnia during the Nephilim attack. So may the crystal be with you, and you guys have a nice day.